Satnam, truth is my name. This is our yogic, Kundalini yogic refrain, and Satnam can also mean truth is my experience. I personally flip that in translation and think of this as meaning, how could my experience be anything other than true? So today we do two different practices. One is a very short kriya called keeping the body beautiful, which may seem an odd choice to pair with a meditation called healing a broken heart. But I will explain as we go. Let's tune in. First thing, bring the hands together at the heart center. Palms are flat and pressing against each other. Fingers are straight and pointing upward. Thumbs are in at the sternum, pressing in just a little. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Inhale deeply, hold at the top. Engage Mul Bandh, squeezing gently on the anus, sex organs. Lower abdomen comes up and in, belly button to spine. Hold that energy up and let it go. Exhale. Another deep inhale. Let's talk about Jalandhar Bandh, neck lock. Pull the chin slightly back so the neck is in line with the spine, as if you're driving a car trying to listen to a conversation in the back seat. You want to keep these super highways of energy open as we practice today. Exhale. One more deep inhale. Pull both locks from the root of you. Draw the energy up, up, up through the crown along that straight superhighway. Exhale, and we'll inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. And keeping the eyes closed, you can exhale. I'm going to do a second chant for protection, more for guidance. This is a very common chant that we do at the beginning of Kundalini yoga practices for a little extra oomph. Today's practice might be a little bit delicate, tender, vulnerable for some of us. So just taking an added measure here. Inhale and hum along with the sounds, or if you know the chant, join me. Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. Adgare Namah, Jugadgare Namah, Satgare Namah, Sri Gurudeva Namah. Inhale. And exhale. You can open the eyes or keep them closed if it helps you to listen better. That Mangalacharan is the name of that second chant, and it's a call to the north, south, east, and west for protection and for guidance. Which way do I go? What do I do next? And so you'll notice I'm on a circular rug today. It just helps me draw a psychological, emotional, protective circle around myself, and I encourage you to do the same thing. You don't have to sit on a circle rug, but maybe you put a candle in front of you and to the side of you, or just draw an imaginary circle with your finger around you on the floor, so that as you practice today, you're creating a safe bubble, a safe space to allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you need to feel. If you need to laugh, but you feel you should be crying, let yourself laugh. If the tears are coming, let the tears come. If you're feeling some anger, feel free to express that vocally or however it comes out. I just want you to feel like this is a very sacred and safe space for you to experience whatever it is you need to experience today. That is your truth. So we start with a very short kriya called keeping the body beautiful. And I mentioned this seems like maybe an odd choice, but the thing about this kriya, and the thing about when we're experiencing a broken heart, which is the main part of our practice today, is to try and heal that broken heart. I think when we're feeling that way, I'm going to speak for myself, I can start to really go outside of my body, like spacey, like should I even be driving, really kind of airheady, not with it, not quick to respond emotionally, physically, verbally, anything. And so a kriya like this really helps us stay in the body, especially if we're prone to using outside substances when we feel bad. I know that is like the go-to, right? I drank alcohol for a long time, and so therefore went way outside of my body. And Kundalini yoga has helped me kind of overcome all that in general, but we'll save that for another day. Anyway, a kriya like this encourages you to come back into the body, stay here, and even though it's tough and even though it's hard, ride through the experience. Really surf the waves of this turbulent experience. This is what we're here for. Emotions are they're trying to tell us something. They're like a code. And it seems like an obvious code to break sometimes, and sometimes it seems like a very esoteric and strange. There's no way it can make any sense of whatever it is I'm feeling. But I promise if we sit with it just a little bit, sometimes we don't have to make sense of them. Sometimes we just have to experience them. That is the human condition. That's what we're here to do. So that's why I chose this kriya. It also calls for frogs, which are, they transform our energy and they transform us. So we'll talk about frogs when we get there. Stretch your legs out a little bit. I'm sorry, I've been talking a little bit. Just wanted to prep us and explain a little bit. Holding my phone because everything in Kundalini is timed. And I'm also supporting us with some music today. The first movement or exercise in this kriya is a meditation. So come into a meditative seated position. You can be on a chair, you can be on the floor, your legs can be out, it matters not. Hands can be straight, or arms can be straight, hands in Gyan Mudra with the thumb touching the forefinger. For wisdom, for patience, for gathering yourself, or the hands can be one on top of the other, thumbs touching, however you're comfortable. Close the eyes down. Gaze into the third eye, into infinity. You may be finding that it's a little hard for you to take deep breaths right now, depending on the sort of level of what you might be going through. So if taking a deep breath is challenging, forgive yourself, and give yourself permission to take this really slow. And with every inhale, think Sat, truth, and with every exhale, think Nam, experience. This is my experience. My experience is the truth. Trying to deepen those breaths, even if it's just a little tiny bit, with each inhale and exhale. And together, let's take a deep breath in. Hold that breath at the top, engage Mulband, draw the energy up from your root chakra, all the way up, 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 out the crown chakra. Make sure your neck is long, chin's tucked back just a little bit so the neck stays in line with the spine, shoulders are down. And exhale. And hold out that exhale for just a moment. Sit in the 0. Inhale when you need. We call this space between breaths, the rest between exercises, that place that we find as human beings every once in a while of total stillness, total neutrality. We call this shunya. And maybe today it means to me something like a reprieve. Like it's neither in nor out. It's not an exhale. It's not an inhale. It's not a movement. It's not trying to stay still. It's just something right in between, total neutrality. So after we've come into this place of shunya, a little bit more of neutral space, we're going to start to transition some of our heavy energy by doing some frogs. With a very specified breath and count or amount of time. So come up. We're going to be coming onto the toes if possible. Let me start with modification. If we're not feeling like doing full squats because the knees aren't going this far today, totally fine. You can have the hands on the knees or just above them on the thighs and be raising your bum into the air as the head comes down. This is the inhale. This is the exhale, looking forward. So feet are flat on the ground, toes pointed out. So anywhere in that range, that is a modification. If you can come down into a full frog, we're on the lily pad, fingertips on the ground in front of you lightly. So you should be able to balance here on your toes. If you can see, I'm up on my toes and my ankles are trying to touch. Ideally, ankles are touched on toes, fingertips, looking forward, back is nice and straight. Okay. Inhale as you come up. As the bum comes up, the head comes down. Exhale as you look forward. Okay, we're going to do 10 of these together. I'm going to do 10. You do however many in that same time frame, but when I say stop, we're going to breathe together. Really important that we breathe together at the same time. So go ahead and begin. Wherever you are, come down. Okay, so face is looking forward. Close the eyes down. Inhale deep. In this frog position, exhale fully. Draw in another deep inhale. Exhale fully. Another deep inhale. And this time, when you exhale, hold the exhale out for as long as you can. And engage Mulband. Breathe in when you need to. Okay. Still in frog position. Your legs might be really talking to you. Shake them out a little bit. We're doing one more set. Just one more set. Technically to 26. So I'm going to do 26. You do however many at your speed. And we'll come together just like we just did at the end to breathe together and really draw that energy up on the third exhale. Okay? So 26 or however many will come together at the end. Remember, the inhale is as the bum comes up. Wherever you are, meet me in the downward position. Face forward, inhale deep. Exhale fully through the nose. Second time, inhale deep. Exhale fully. Third time, last time, inhale deep. Exhale fully and draw Moband. Hold as long as you can. Don't strain. Okay. Now immediately come onto your bum, legs out in front of you. You'll be a little breathless like I am. That's okay. We're going to hinge from the hips. So sit up nice and straight, crown of the head to the ceiling. Hinging from the hips, bring your stomach, chest towards the knees. Head comes down last. Hands land wherever they land, on the shins, ankles, perhaps the feet. If it's easy to grasp the toes with your peace fingers so that you're pulling your first toe away from the other four. Press in with your thumb, press into the toenail. We breathe deeply in and out the nose here for about 3 minutes total. We've already started the timer. Close the eyes down. Focus at the brow point, the third eye, and think Sat as you inhale. Mentally vibrate Nam as you exhale. Allow this position to tell you whatever it is that it wants to tell you. And deep inhale all together. Exhale. Engage Mulband. Draw the energy up from Mulband all the way up and out through Sahasrara, the crown chakra. Imagine vectors of energy coming out of your feet, your toes, your fingertips. And inhale as you need. Exhale. Inhale gently. Push yourself back up to a seated position. Give your legs a shake. Adjust your body, whatever you need to do here. We'll prepare for our meditation. Again, that kriya was called Keeping the Body Beautiful. We started with a short meditation just to get our breath together, get ourselves together a little bit. And then frogs transform energy. They transform sexual energy, balancing it, and transform those heavy energies, the shadow energies of our lower chakras that sit at the base of us and keep us feeling down and depressed and heavy. And they move them up, just like it's like taking a bottle of like a vinaigrette and tipping it and shaking it. That's what frogs do. And voila, you have a more evened out salad dressing, as it were. Okay, so anywho, that's what I love about frogs. No one like really, well, I actually do love doing frogs. Physically, they're challenging. They do get easier if you do them often, but I love what they do for me. So frogs are the exercise I turn to when I'm really feeling very heavy emotionally. And then when we come into that forward bend, and especially holding it for a long amount of time, that's stretching the life nerve. And when we stretch the life nerve, we're giving ourselves the gift of patience and endurance, which is, I think, the two main things, grit, the three main things that you need to push through heavy emotions without turning to outside stimuli, substances, etc. Just going through it on your own. Grab those toes. Grabbing the toe helps us stimulate the pituitary and pineal glands, which help us to come into and stay into a meditative state. Okay, so meditation to heal a broken heart. This meditation calls for 11, 31, or 61 minutes of practice. We're not going to do 11. But I'm going to show you the mudra right away. So if you want to just come into it while I finish describing the kriya, and I'm going to read the description and then play a little music to support this kriya. If you want to come into it now, that'll get you closer to 11 minutes, but I think total will hold it for maybe 7. So the arms are high on this. So shoulders are down. You're sitting up nice and straight. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Let me turn this way just a little bit. The palms are pressed together in prayer, and the fingers line up with the third eye. So really a pretty high mudra here. Elbows are nice and high, but we're not straining, and we're not shrugging the shoulders up. So the shoulders are nice and relaxed. The eyes are not specified. Let's close them down and focus at the third eye, or you could, with closed eyes or even open eyes, a little bit open, look at the tip of your nose, wherever you focus best. Breath is not specified. I suggest long, deep breathing. Okay, that 3-chamber breathing or vase breathing described in other kriyas. Breathing into the belly first, then the chest, then tipping off with the top of the chest, throat, nose, and then exhaling top down. So the belly is the last place where the air leaves. That's where the exhale finishes. Long, deep breathing here. Be careful the head doesn't tilt down or back or do anything strange. Everything's just nice and straight, and keeping this forward, upright posture. Okay. This is it. Thumbs are almost touching the nose, but no part of the hands are touching the face. You continue. I'm going to come out and I'll come back in and join you. I'm just going to read you this beautiful description. So you stay in the mudra and continue. This meditation is very relaxing if you understand it. The autonomic system will relax and your breath will automatically move toward a meditative peace to renew and relax your heart and mind. To heal the emotional wounds of the heart, we need to bring calm to the nerves that hold the wound. We know that a break in relationship to others or to ourself has almost identical reactions in the nervous system and brain as a physical injury or loss of limb. This mudra creates balance. It generates a subtle pressure which adjusts the heart meridian along the little finger and outer forearm, activating the action nerve junction with the autonomic system to reset itself by keeping the forearms parallel to the ground and involving the armpit reflexes. And finally, it uses the pranic influence of the middle finger and its Saturn and air qualities to quell residual emotional storms. All the music I've been playing today is a little bit moody and takes us on a little bit of a journey. And so this next tune definitely will do the same, keep you guessing at what is coming next, and support you continuing to hold this posture. At the end of this song, we're going to finish by clasping our hands. So you can clasp your hands, whatever that means to you. I'll show you briefly when we get there, 2 variations, and we'll hold that up in the air for 2 minutes to finish this meditation to round it off. Stay patient with yourself. To move into finishing this exercise, clasp the fingers, or clasp the hands. The fingers can interlace and clasp so the palms touch, or I prefer cupping the palms so my fingers all stay together and I'm clasping my hands like this. We raise this above our head. Arms are nice and straight. Eyes stay closed. Long deep breathing here. We're assimilating, integrating the energy and the alignment of our meridians and chakras, the work that was done holding that mudra is all consolidated here. the shoulders, the legs. You can visualize whatever you want. I'm thinking of my hands as my broken heart. I'm offering it up, taking it out of my body and offering it up to the universe for healing, for reprieve, for transformation. In gratitude that I have a heart to feel with so deeply. It is an honor and a privilege to grieve. It is a sign that we felt and feel very deeply as humans. Hands back down to the heart center, keeping them clasped. Let's take a deep breath in together. Engage Mulban, draw the energy up. Exhale. Engage Mulban. Sit in the 0. Twice more. Inhale deep. Engage Mulban. Exhale. Pull that lock again. Allow the energy to float up. Final time, draw in a deep inhale. Exhale fully and remain for a few moments in shunya. Inhale when you need. Place the hands in prayer at the heart center. We'll close with our beautiful sunshine song. We'll sing it twice. Please dedicate the first time to yourself, and please dedicate the second time again to yourself if you need the extra boost, or send it out to that loved one. Send it out to whatever it is, to the situation that broke your heart. Thank it. And we'll end with one long Satnam. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Satnam. We bow in deep gratitude to all the yogis, all the teachers, all the meditators who have practiced and passed down these marvelous traditions of movement and breath, the meditations themselves, so that in practicing them, we can become the most feeling versions of ourselves and know that our emotions are our guide. They're a message to us from the universe, from within, from without. We are here to experience them and to allow them to tell us what is the next right thing to do. Satnam. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I was going to say, I hope you feel better, but you might not feel better. Maybe you feel a little bit of relief, maybe you don't. But thank you for having this experience with me and for bringing your full self to this experience. And thank yourself for carving out some time just for you and to allow yourself to do what it is that you need to do and transform and feel in whatever way you need to. Thank you. Sat Nam. I'll see you again next week for a full Kundalini Yoga Kriya. Take care.